Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So today I would like to have a rather personal topic, and this topic is about how I transform my life. So, as some of you may or may not know, so I'm a fifth year Alama student studying the Deen, and Alhamdulillah, we finished most everything. We're just doing our Hadith studies. We call it Darul Hadith in these years, in this year and part of next. So a few years ago, during the midst of very difficult study in my course, I noticed that I was feeling really tired and run down, and I felt like kind of like I was losing my grip on life. I got to where I just wanted to sleep. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to do my studies. Like all the things which gave me purpose before was seeming like so distant and so like it was cut off from my heart. And I felt bad about it, but yet at the same time, I also felt like, what can I do about it? I just didn't have enough jazba, I guess you can say, to get up and to figure out what to do and what is wrong. I would try for a couple of weeks, but then again, I'd find myself back in the same position. And I really didn't know what was wrong. And so it just happened that my husband had to go for his yearly physical for his job, for his contract renewal here in Saudi Arabia. We live here in Jeddah. And so he found out that he was vitamin D deficient, which, I mean, that's no surprise to most of the Muslims around the world. But because I'm a convert and I never had any issue with vitamin D before, and I had never even met anybody with any issue with vitamin D, so I had no idea that this was something predominantly stronger in the Muslim community, which only makes sense, but it never occurred to me. So because, and he's a man and he doesn't wear, hijab and all of this, but still he's an office worker, like working in the hospital all day long. So he doesn't get outside ever. So it makes sense that his vitamin D would be deficient. So then when we were like, well, why is your vitamin D deficient? We thought we should investigate that a little bit more. So it turns out that it's probably just because of the sun. And upon taking supplements, he got better. So that kind of clicked with me that maybe this is what's wrong, because I've been wearing hijab for so long and I don't go outside and expose myself in the sun. So it only makes sense that maybe this could be something that was wrong with me too. So I got my test done and I was like really, really low, like critically low. Like it was like 6, something like that, really very low. And I had been experiencing all kinds of problems like weakness and fatigue and small like bone problems, pain. I mean, just a whole long list of non-specific issues. And so then it clicked with me that probably this was what was wrong. But unfortunately, the problem is by that time I had gained a lot of weight and I had become pretty depressed. So just fixing my vitamin D levels, it took about 3 months. And I still have to take supplements for that, like most Muslim and, like most people anyways. It's such a high predominantly thing in the world. So the thing is that I had gone so far in sadness and, vitamin deficiency does cause that. Along with my thyroid, it does cause that. And my weight, it really skyrocketed over the course of about 2 years of me not knowing really what was wrong with me and just feeling down and just eating and not exercising and hardly leaving the house and things like that. So when we got my vitamin D levels fixed, but then I probably didn't realize how severe the problem is with my weight until I came back from Florida last year from visiting my family, when I was at my all-time high of 226 pounds. And I had no idea that I weighed so much. I had a scale, but unfortunately my scale did not weigh over maybe 195 or 200 accurately. My husband's weight was accurate, my kid's weight was accurate, but mine was not. I was so sure that there must be something wrong with my scale that I went out and bought two more. And sure enough, I was really, really overweight, and I had no idea how badly I was overweight. I don't even know when or how it got like that. How I thought to weigh myself was because my kids accidentally took a snapshot of me sitting down in a chair, and when I saw it, I just fell apart. I thought, my God, how did this happen? This is what I look like. When and how did this happen over the course of the few years that we've been living in Jeddah? So I said I have to do something. So right away, I started learning about dieting, learning about how to balance calories, and I found something that really, really worked for me. I had some lab tests done before I started this diet, and my levels were very scary. I was entering already into the pre-diabetic range. My fasting levels were over 100, and so that does not ever take anybody down a good path. So we need to keep those fasting levels under 100. Okay, and we need to keep our blood pressure down. And we need to keep all of our other hormones in check. My menstrual cycle was irregular, and I never knew when or if it was going to come. So pretty much everything in my life was falling apart. And so that's where I was determined to change it in every aspect. So that's what I did. I learned exactly how many calories, how many carbohydrates, how many proteins, and how much fat is in every kind of food that I eat, and what I need to do to tweak that. So I was pretty strict on my diet for several months, and I lost about 25 pounds. And then I went to Pakistan for a vacation in the summer, and I maintained that weight loss. And by the time we came back, I was still at the same weight loss. I did not gain weight in Pakistan despite the hospitality, let's put it that way. And so I was really proud of myself that I did not succumb to all of the mithai and all of the, sweets and everything. And so around November or December, I started back again being strict on my diet. And between November and February, I lost another 25 pounds. Then we went on vacation. We went to Dubai and we went to Egypt and all around. And I just maintained my weight loss because we were on vacation. So I wasn't too picky about what I was eating. I just did not eat desserts and high carby things like that. So then we came back in March and I decided to again start my diet. But unfortunately, I had gotten a really, really, really bad bout of bronchitis and flu or something. And I was on 2 inhalers and antibiotics for about a month. So I did not worry too much about my diet. I didn't gain, but I didn't lose either. By the end of March, I decided let me try to exercise and see if I can, again start losing more weight. But unfortunately, I don't know, it was just my luck by Allah, I don't know, that I got another illness and then I became partially paralyzed from my waist down. So I had very limited mobility. And we were really nervous, how far is it going to go? Will I be able to walk and, make wudu by myself and things like this? I had lost that ability. So I was in the hospital taking very high dosages of IV steroids. And that was for about a week. And then I got out and it took some time to partly recover, but then I had a relapse and then I was again in the hospital. So this basically went on for 3 months where I was struggling just with walking and things like that. So I did not gain weight, but I did not lose either. I just kind of maintained. So then that bumps us up to after Ramadan. And I decided, okay, let me start again. I gained about 2 or 3 kgs from the water retention from the steroids, which is not a big deal because as soon as I stopped the steroids, then the weight started coming back down. So after we came back from Pakistan in the summer, I decided again to start dieting. So I'm happy to announce that I'm down another 5 kgs on top of the 50 pounds that I already lost. So that's like 60 pounds. And the point of me telling and sharing all of this is because I feel like I had gone in a very dark hole like for so long. And a lot of people are in a very dark hole in many, many aspects of their lives. So maybe I didn't tell this before, but I used to be a family counselor for the Department of Children and Families in Florida before I got married. And before that, I worked for the Department of Corrections. So I have seen people from all walks of life struggling, and I've seen the after effects of people who struggle and don't get the help that they need. And so my heart is really, really compassionate to people who are struggling, and it's a sincere desire and intention to help people in all aspects of their lives, from weight loss to their religious issues, which is why I decided not to just learn about Islam, but to get an ulama degree. So I hope that makes sense. And I am sorry for my voice. I have a little cold right now. But alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me this opportunity to be able to study the deen and to also apply my own degree in psychology to help people in a very rounded way. Whatever the setbacks are in your life, they can be overcome with a little bit of help from somebody with a caring heart who has experience herself with these kinds of issues. So this is how I regain my perspective. I saw myself going down the wrong way, and I thought that if I don't pick myself up right now and strap on my bootstraps, so to speak, and pull myself up with this weight, with these health conditions coming on, where will I be after a couple of years? We see people who get morbidly obese, they're 300-400 pounds, and we wonder how did they get there. This is how they got there. They never were able to strap their bootstraps on and pick themselves up. Maybe they didn't have the kind of family support. Maybe they didn't have the kind of lifestyle support. So many reasons. So for this reason, I don't think that there's any cookie cutter kind of way to get help. But there is a way that everybody can get help, and I feel like if anyone needs help, they should come to me, and inshallah I will try my best to see them through to the end of any issues that they're having. And whether it's about weight loss or about interpersonal or intrapersonal skills, family issues, I've been married, alhamdulillah, for 17 years, been immersed in the Pakistani society. I know all the positives and I know all the issues inside and out. उर्दू भी आती है थोड़ा सा, मेरी उर्दू ठीक नहीं है, लेकिन मैं कोशिश करती हूँ कि मैं आपके साथ बताती हूँ. अगर कुछ मसला है तो मैं इंशाल्लाह मैं आपको मदद दे सकती हूँ इंशाल्लाह ताला. So don't let language be a barrier. Inshallah. Also, if you need help in Arabic, like meaning if you don't understand English very well, I can also speak to you somewhat in Arabic. So don't feel like language is a barrier. So it is my wish and will that every woman gets the help that she needs and she deserves so that she can be the best version of herself, so that she can be there for her family, so she can be strong for her family and for herself. If she can't be strong for herself, how will she be strong for her family, for the innocent people in her family, her children who need her the very most? And so, first and foremost, we have to take care of ourselves. And unfortunately, it's usually the women taking care of the women and usually not the men taking care of the women in these regards. So it's necessary for us women to speak up when we're struggling with anything in our life, whatever is bringing us down, whatever addictions we might have to food or otherwise, whatever we feel is a big cloud over our head. We need to talk about that, okay? And I'm very sure that together we can find some good resolution. So for this reason, I'm sharing a bit of my personal story so that you too may also benefit, and together we may be a strength for each other. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us with all of our shortcomings and be a source of strength and help for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.